Watson might be able to in the future, who can read your thoughts and, send you that report, but, today, probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not. And then I'm sure there'll be some laws and some stuff that would be like, that's a violation of privacy, that somebody's reading was actually in your head, because anyway, we divert. Con, you get to cut that out, but that was really funny. So Jeff, there's a lot of good things that you covered today. Thought process, obviously you cannot do this job alone. You have to work with your business, your peers, and everything else. Closing out, if you can pass on your wealth of experience, what would you say are some of the best practices people should be considering as they continue to build out their programs from a CISO perspective, knowing everything that you know today?
Yeah, I mean, again, I think that number one is really think about like what you need to succeed in this role. A lot of people, they get into cybersecurity and now it's like kind of an interesting place to be, or they think it's going to pay well, or whatever the reasons are, and what they don't really understand is this role might not be what you think it is, right? Like, I mean, this role as a CISO, you really are going to be working a lot to make sure your program is funded, to make sure that you have the right people in place, making sure that your team is productive, working with business leaders, getting that business context, and really understanding where your most important stuff is. That's really most of what you should be spending your time on. Not like, I know the best encryption algorithms and, I'm going to run software tools all day and scan this, that, and the other thing. Like, your team should be doing that. That's what they do. And your job is going to be a lot of communication. That's kind of why I wrote that book. I mean, I actually have a communications background. Educationally, I've actually worked in a publishing house. I've done a lot of things like that, and being able to share some of that experience, I think, with people in terms of how do I apply that to security. Now this isn't something you could have done back in the day, but people now are getting like a cybersecurity master's, and it's focused mostly on unfortunately, on the technical aspects of what you need to know about security. And I'm not saying that's not important. Those are table stakes, though. I mean, at this point, that's not what the business leaders are looking for. If the CISO, which is Chief Information Security Officer, if that's really going to be a C-level executive, like any C-level executive in a company, they assume that you know your material inside and out, but that you can also operate at that level. And that's really, I think, where the CISO role is going. Now, that said, a lot of people are looking for just kind of unicorns. Well, we want to be able to do Perl scripting and sit at the board of directors and, all this kind of stuff. And it's like, those are like two different people. You don't want that in the same person. So really understanding what this role is and what it does is a great first step. And then really just interacting with the business constantly. This is a really good communication kind of role. And, again, like, we share threat intelligence too. I mean, it's not just communication in your company, but like communication with some of the ISACs and all of the federal partners that we have, making sure that we are working together in harmony and really understanding what the threat environment looks like. That's how you succeed in this role.